Alright, first cast. Let's go. Yep, got him. Yeah, nice. Nice. Well, definitely bass that I'm seeing on the sounder there, so that's a good sign. Just got him on the chatterbait. Bit of a vibration bait. Just to stir him up. That's not a bad fish actually. Good start to the morning. I think we'll net him for the best part of it. Yeah, he's not a bad fish. Good start to the morning. I'm not always a fan of this place in the morning, but that there is a great start to the morning. As you can see, he's got the chatterbait there. He swiped at it. He's got one of the assist hooks I've got on it, just in the mouth, side of the mouth. Side of the mouth there, as you can see. He's not a bad fish. He'd be early 40s. I'll just get him out. He's hooked well. There we go. Alrighty, have a better look at him. Nice fish, healthy. I'll just put him back. Thanks, mate. So I'll just push back. And just cast back towards him. I'm just moving a little bit too on him. You know, that boat sort of just drifted over the top, so I'm just going to move myself away a little bit. I don't like to sit on top of fish, I'd rather cast to them. So I'm just making a long cast, just letting it hit the bottom. I'm noticing on my sounder that a lot of these fish, I'm in 15 foot of water, and these fish right now are sitting at 12 foot. So it's just a few winds, let it sink again, but I'm going to pendulum swing it this time. Couple of winds, just pendulum swing it back down. Just keeping an eye on my line for any little bites. You'll see a little tick in your line. Pick it up, start rolling again. Pendulum swing it back down. Oh, there's a bump. Oh, there's a fish straight away, as soon as I picked it up off the bottom. Whether they think these chatterbaits are like a crayfish imitation. Oh, I've dropped him. Didn't set the hook properly. Yeah, whether these fish think that these chatterbaits are a bit of a crayfish or something, but it's definitely working. It's a great technique, especially when they're sitting along the bottom or close to the bottom. I'll just get another cast out there. Nice cast. Straight off the front of the boat. I can still see them there. So there's a fair few there. More are coming in. This wind's going to push us around a little bit. It's just starting to kick up. Maybe that's why the bite started, because that wind's kicked in. But let it swing back down. You always got to watch your line, especially when you're pendulum swinging it. If you go super slack really quick, that means like a fish is grabbed and it's coming towards you. Or if you think, you know, oh, my lure should be on the bottom by now, but I haven't got a slack in my line, there's a good chance the fish has just grabbed it and it's just holding it. So it's always, whoop, there's a fish. Set the hook a bit better this time. Yeah, it's always watch your line. Always watch your line. If you've got a sensitive rod, sometimes if you put your finger on the blank, you can feel the bite through the blank as well. Especially if you're pendulum swinging it, you'll feel the bite. Definitely a good start to the day. I'm not going to complain with this start. Oh, come out, mate. Come out, show yourself. Oh yeah, he's not a bad fish either. Ah, there we go. There's another one on a chatterbait. Alrighty. Have another cast out there. Same deal. Let it at the bottom. Give it a couple of winds. Pendulum, swing it back down. Keep an eye on the line. I'm only doing like 4 or 5 winds. They sort of do pick up off the bottom pretty quickly. But just return it to the bottom and repeat that retrieve all the way back to the boat. Oh, there's a bite. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's a nice fish, that one. Jesus. He's angry. Yeah, nice. Yeah, nice fish. He hit that very hard. He's a good fish. We'll net him. He looks like a decent size. Come on, mate. There we go. He is actually a really nice fish. He's definitely up there in the mid-40s. That's for sure. Nice bass there. Definitely that vibration jig or chatterbait, whatever you particularly want to call it, is producing very nice this morning. Yep, definitely happy with that. That's a really nice healthy fish. Let's put it back. So I've changed chatterbaits. This one's a slightly different colour. This has got a single hook on it rather than the assist hook that I swapped out on the other one. I just want to see whether it's the thumping action that these fish are really chasing on. Some chatterbaits put a really big thumping action out there, and then other ones are a bit more subtle. So I'm just, while they're on the bite, I'm just going to see if it's a vibration thing, because sometimes it can be, and sometimes it can be just particularly the colour as well. So we're just going to cast it out there and see what happens. This one's a little bit lighter. This one's a bit 3/8 versus the other one, which was a 1/2 ounce. So we'll just see if they like this one as well. With these lighter weighted baits, I don't like to pendulum swing them as much. I'd rather free spool it down because they do pick up quite quick. So they will track higher on the water column, but when you pendulum swing, because they are tracking up so high, they take a long time to hit the bottom. So there's a lot of bottom that you're missing. So if you do find that they are very much on the bottom, maybe free spool it back down so the lure goes up and then down, up and down, rather than up and swinging away, because there is a lot of bottom of the dam that you're missing out on. As I mentioned earlier, there's a few different ways of retrieving it, whether it's something that you want to keep down the bottom and you're winding, then you're free spooling, or you're winding it and then you're pendulum swinging. But also another really good technique you can use is like a hop or a lift, or maybe even a drag. So, because they're, if you're finding bass that are sulking hard on the bottom, you can do the hop, as if it's like a crayfish sort of scooting up off the bottom, and then let it swing or sink back down. Or another one is just literally dragging your rod. So what's that going to do is it's going to get vibrating, but you're not lifting it up. So it's not going to come up off the bottom as fast. So just a nice slow drag, and then just pick up the slack and let it hit the bottom. And you'll notice by doing this, it'll hit the bottom very quickly because you are literally pulling it on a lower trajectory of an angle. So it's going to, you know, really stick close to the bottom. So you just keep going, just keep dragging it. It's pretty much, it's not even a second and that thing's hitting the bottom again. So you can, you know, really have it just vibrating along that bottom really good. A nice slow drag. Doesn't always work though. That's why you got to keep changing up the retrieves to work out, you know, what type they're looking for. I've just changed back to the first chatterbait. Whether it's a colour thing or a vibration thing, so I'm just trying to work that out. I've had a fair few casts with that second bait. It's more of a subtle sort of presentation, so I'm thinking these fish are wanting a little bit more vibration. We'll try that drag technique on this over here as well. Just drag it, let it hit the bottom. Drag it, let it hit the bottom again. Drag it. When you're dragging, you can do short drags. You don't have to do a big drag or draw like I'm doing. You can do a short one, and that'll really keep it close to the bottom. You can speed up the retrieve a little bit on that too, because you are literally taking split seconds to hit the bottom. Oh, there's a fish. Nice. All right. Well, that just told me something. I've just cast straight into a patch of fish. As you've seen, I was dragging and drawing. Oh, he's just bounced off there. Just dragging and drawing. Nothing, no bites, no anything. As soon as I started going to that constant wind, I seen a fish dart up off the bottom, flash the bait, and then come back and hit it. I didn't bring the fish in, obviously. It got off. But that tells me that they want more of a constant retrieve. So, and up, maybe possibly up higher off the bottom. So that is the joys of having some type of live sonar. If you're keeping an eye on your lure, or you're watching the fish for a little bit on the screen, that just tells me that they're happy to go up higher in the water column to smack the bait. Whether most of the bait are sitting up off the bottom at that height, that they feel that that is where they need to come up and feed or hit a bait. But there, oh, there's another one. See, straight away, you just got to really watch and take in everything that's happening if you want to really hone in on a particular bite on a fish. So is that, you know, most of those fish have come on a constant wind or off the back of a constant wind. So the rod I'm using today is a TD Commander, and it's a 7'4" 2-piece, and it's a light, extra fast spin rod. So it casts up to 14 grams. The bait I'm using is 14 grams, or very close to 14 grams, half ounce. It is a light rod, but it can cast this weight. Now the reason why I'm using a lighter rod and I'm not using, like, say, a medium light for this particular bait is I'm using assists. So depending on what assists you normally use on your lures, they're normally a finer gauge. So I just find that the lighter rod, I don't know, for me it's working. I guess it's got more flex in the rod. It's not putting as much pressure on your hooks. Yes, you've got a drag set, but you've got the absorption of the rod too. So I find when I'm using like assists, I'd rather use like a light action rod that can handle that weight. If your light rod can't handle that, or maybe you go to a medium light with similar specs that that can cast that weight and has a really nice action as well. 7 foot plus, just for the fact of casting long distances. I'm trying to keep away from these fish, so I want to fish past the fish, or where I think the fish stop, keep casting past them and bringing it through them, rather than splash and let them sink on top of them. I want to go past them and bring it through it. So that, there's a bite. That's the reason why I'm using this particular rod. If I'm using maybe like a single hook chatterbait that's around that same weight, and I'm fishing structure, whether it's timber, weed, things like that, there's a bite. I will definitely use a medium light rod just for the backbone of the rod, pretty much like the strength. So when you do get the fish, you've got the tip to get the bite, but yet you need to have the power down here to really muscle them away from the structure. So I'm fishing pretty much open water here with a bit of weed here and there and the odd bit of timber. That's why I can use the light rod. Nice fish. There we go. He's not too bad either. Probably one of the smaller ones from this morning. That's him there. As you got the assist there. He's peaked, one's pulled out and one's got him in the cheek. So there you go, that's another nice fish. Thanks, buddy. So yeah. So the line I'm using today is a Saltiga Durasensor. It's in the PE1. I'm finding I'm liking this braid as it is. It's new to me. I just want to keep using it and use it on different applications, different lures and different techniques, just to see where it shines. At the moment I'm being using on plastics and these chatterbaits, and it's working well. I'm using 12-pound leader, and this stuff's the X-Link, the J-Thread X-Link. Finding it to be a nice leader as well, but it's what you guys want to use. It's your favorite braid, your favorite leader. I'm finding this really nice. You may like other stuff, but that's fine. So other PEs, looking for a PE1 possibly, that 16-pound. You can go down to 12 as long as you're not around too much timber. I just like it because it's got a thin diameter and it's got the straight pulling power, which is really great. So the reel I'm using today is a Certate 24, and it's in the 2000 size reel. It's just what I feel comfortable with. You can use a 2500 size reel if that's what you want and that's what you're comfortable with. At the end of the day, everyone likes a different type of reel, but anywhere from, say like the 2000 to 2,500 size reel is perfect size for what I'm doing here. And yeah, man, it's just get out on the water, get comfortable, find fish, cast the chatterbait around, get the bites, and just keep going. Just keep doing it. You get the feel for it, becomes muscle memory. So then the next time you're out there and a different technique's not working, you can pick up a chatterbait or the vibration jig and just apply it. It's muscle memory. It's stored in the back of there. You just go straight into it. And I think that's the key when it comes chasing bass. Like, you wanna have a fair few different techniques, but you also want to feel comfortable with those types of techniques as well. So then you can just literally pick up the rod and it's just like second nature. You're not sort of fumbling around and trying to get your head into it. So if you're ever on a bite, just keep fishing that technique. And then it just stores in the back of your head. And like I said, muscle memory is definitely a key. And that confidence bait. Change colors, change weights, change brands, whatever suits you and your style of fishing. That's the end of the day, because we're all out here to catch fish, and someone right next to you can be using the same lure as you same color, same everything, and they're catching fish and you're not, and you get frustrated and angry. And all I can say when it comes to that is it literally could be just the speed, you know, whatever it may be. So just go to something that feels comfortable for you. Yes, it's good to try new things and, you know, get used to new things and honing that in. But, you know, if you've got a color that's been producing, throw it on as a confidence thing. If you don't get in the bites, then you can change the colors or change the weights. But definitely hone in on a particular thing. You can fine tune it, and then you just feel comfortable with it. Hey guys, if you made it this far, keep watching to the very end because you don't want to miss out on what happens at the end. Cheers guys. So I hope this video helps your chatterbait fishing. Next time you're out on the lake and you want to try a chatterbait, vibration jig, whatever you want to call it, and apply it to your fishing skills. It is just a really good bait, especially this time of year, it's summer. You know, whether they think it's a crayfish or something like that that's cruising around on the bottom or whatever, but these fish holding reasonably shallow water, but you know, they're on the bottom and just off the bottom. So it's definitely a killer bait to try in summertime. Shout out to everyone that's been liking and commenting on all the videos and also subscribing to my channel. It's really good to see that people are interested in it. Write a comment down on what your favorite chatterbait is. What works for you may not work for me and vice versa. And people that are watching this video probably want to have a different view on other different chatterbaits or other brands that are out there and how your experiences are with those baits. So yeah, write a comment down, share the love and get on the water and give this really cool bait a go. The old chatterbait works a treat. Thanks again guys, I'll see you next time. Oh, wow. That hit like a freight train. Wow. That was an angry bite. Staying down. Definitely a nice size fish. Definitely bigger than the last one. Oh, that is a snodger. That is a good fish. Oh! Yes! That's got to be a 50. He's only just got it right on the edge. Right on the edge of the lip. That is a really nice fish. You gotta love that. An absolute cracker.